Today we have former super middleweight champion of the world, current number one contender, probably the only guy who could really give Canelo Alvarez a run for his money. We got David Benavidez. Not only is he a vicious fighter, but a super nice guy, cool as hell. Let's get into it.
Bell, it sounded.
There he is.
What's up,
What's up,
brother?
guys?
What's going on, my man?
Just relaxing, man. Relaxing before I have to get to the next workout, but just having a good day.
So you are born and raised in Phoenix?
Yes, Phoenix, Arizona, but right now I'm living out of Seattle, Washington.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you like it? You different? What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, man, I like it a lot. I like Seattle, Washington a lot because, Phoenix, Arizona is a desert, and Washington is freaking, it's a, evergreen state, big trees and all things like that. So, it's a big difference, but I really do like it a lot. I hate the heat, man. I can't stand the heat.
I went to Tucson.
Yeah, I-
Even hotter, so I can imagine.
Yeah.
So how tall are you exactly?
6'2"? Yeah.
yeah.
Jeremy, I don't know if you're familiar with him. When he was the one that you got him, he was a heavyweight.
Who was
Yeah.
that?
You.
Oh, me. I thought you said him. I was like, damn.
So speaking of the weight, I saw that a part of your career you went to light heavy, then you went back down. What happened there?
Well, the only reason I was at light heavyweight is because, I didn't really know what weight class, I really wanted to stay at. It was either super middleweight or 175. I think the last time I fought at light heavyweight, I was like 18 years old. So, I mean, I just, just for me, wanting to, be at 168 and maybe being the champion in multiple weight classes, it was a better idea for me to start at 168 than go up to 175. I still feel like, I have a couple years left at 168. I'm now, that stuff happened with me with the weight. I missed weight. That there's only been one time in my career in the 8 years I've been professional I've missed weight. So, I mean, now I'm a little bit more disciplined on the diet and stuff. But I feel like I have 4 more years left in 168, and then maybe I could go up to 175. But I feel strong in both weight classes. So
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Is it really hard for you to make that weight with such a big frame?
no, it's not. It's not hard to make it at all. I think it's just you'd have to be really dedicated to the diet once to get down to, for me to get down to 168. And a lot of people say that I can't make weight, this and that, but I mean it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody in the professional career. Like I said, out of the 8 years I've been pro, I've only missed one time, so I feel like that's pretty good.
So
Saying that I've been professional almost 8 years, I think missing one weight one time isn't that bad.
And that's impressive because so for people watching who don't know, you turned professional. You've been professional 8 years. You're 24.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
20.
turned pro with 17.
16.
Woof.
16. So I think it's all probably this year's about to be 9 years, and I'm not sure. I had just turned I just turned 16, so you're at the beginning of 16. And so yeah, almost 8, 9 years.
What was the rush?
Because I didn't have an amateur career, and I'd been in the gym my whole life, and I just told my dad, this is really the path I really want to go down, and then I was doing school and boxing, but I doubled down on myself and I went all in, and I said, what, I'm gonna drop out of school, which I'm not saying is a good idea, and kids probably shouldn't drop out of school, but I was 100% convinced that this is exactly what I want to do. I want to be a professional boxer, and I want to be a world champ. So, I dropped out, and at the end of the day, you have to make a little bit of money. I didn't have a job at all. I still had bills to pay. My father. So I turned pro at 16, making a little bit of money. I started off professional in Mexico, so I was making a little bit of money. So
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably like it wasn't even much. I wasn't getting paid from the fights. I was just getting paid from my sponsors. Just giving me a little bit of money. So I fought basically my first 7 fights. I fought for free. Because they pay my sponsors and all that were paying the opponents and over there, just to build your record, build confidence. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and not until I was 18 years old I didn't get paid for one single boxing fight.
I mean, you could relate, Jeremy. His father trained him, and Jeremy's father trained you for a long part of your career.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Your father still training you?
No, yeah, definitely. And I feel like it's a blessing too because I just having just having my father around and teach me a lot of stuff. I couldn't have picked it a better situation. Just having the chemistry with my father, just him being in the corner here, him being here at the house with me, making my meals and all that. It's just a beautiful feeling when you go from nothing and then you accomplish something with your father. I feel like there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, no, that's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. What have you what has been the difference between the fighters, the Mexican light heavies and the American light heavies or European guys? Have you found a big difference in the fighters?
No, not really. The difference in fighters is not from anyone's from the U.S. The difference of the fighters are the ones from like Russia, Germany, those stuff. Most of those guys they have more of they're more brawlers and they throw a lot of overhand rights. And then the guys from here, a lot of them, I think since Mayweather came out, a lot of them they try to have the Mayweather style or and just stuff like that. It's not really distinct. It's not like a big difference of style that people have, but I mean, you're gonna get the same thing everywhere you go. It's gonna be either boxer or brawler.
Um,
I mean, I feel like that applies to everywhere, no matter where you're from. It's you either get in there with a boxer or a brawler. So
Well,
true.
every once in a while you get those boxers that boxer brawler. A guy who
yeah,
stay
I
outside.
feel like that's kind of my style too. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of unnecessary to take punishment back to back. I mean, the thing that people don't understand and boxers don't understand, you don't always have to just stay there, taking punishment or taking a shot. That's where the boxing comes in. Head movement. Getting out of the way. Just making people fall into traps, making people fall into punches. Just because you box somebody, it doesn't mean you're running. Everything has to have a purpose.
Yeah, I get that, but people these days, if you're not standing chin to chin with the guy, people think you're running or you're scared or you can't do it. So you have a bit of old school boxer in you, which is great because that's going to take you a long way.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way you eliminate that, by from people saying that is, you go in there and get the job done. I mean, you could dance around the first 4 or 5 rounds, but as long as you get the stoppage, it really doesn't matter how you do it, how you set it up, as long as you get the stoppage. And that's the thing for me, the type of fighter I am, I love to get a stoppage because, if you win a fight by decision, you could be beating the guy's ass the whole fight. But if he goes to 12 rounds, what is he going to say? Oh, they robbed the fight from me. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? It's always something stupid like that. But
yeah.
if you stop the guy or you knock him out, they can't say nothing. So that for me, that's that's the type of fighter I want to be. I want to be make smart decisions. I want to, and I could box, I could brawl, but at the end of the day, my main job is to get the stoppage or get the knockout.
I don't know if you've seen Jeremy fight, but you guys actually have Jeremy had very similar style. You guys come forward with movement, and you both have power in each hand, and it's pretty fucking intimidating for the opponents. You know what I mean? Did you ever see that, David? Do you ever see guys who are just already done before the bell rings in their eyes?
Um, Not at this level, not no more. Everybody at this level, they're here to win, and they really believe in themselves. But the thing about that is you have to have more than one style, and you can't, say like people with heavy hands. They're always looking for the knockout because they're used to knocking people out. But sometimes you got to use more than one thing. It's not just the left hook; it's the right hook, the body, the jab.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's something with me that I do pretty good. I feel like that I'm able to, pick every side of the body. I'm great body puncher, great head puncher. I throw great uppercuts. I have great speed. I put good combinations together. So there's just like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a one punch knockout artist. I'm not like that. I mean, I wish I was, but sometimes, I think you become a better all around fighter if you learn how to do everything else and not just rely on one weapon.
Yeah, very, very, very true, very true. What would be a great fight for you?
Well, I feel like it's the where I'm at in my career right now. It's getting very exciting because there's a lot of great fights in the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to keep going out there and winning my fights. But like I said, if there's Caleb Plant, there's Canelo. This fight with me and Jose Uzcategui is going to be a great fight. It's not for a title fight, but it's going to be a great fight because we're both bulls in the ring. We're both looking for knockouts. Maybe if Charlo comes up, maybe if I go up to 175 and I fight, Badu Jack.
Mm.
There's a lot of great fights on the horizon for me right now. I feel like I'm in a great position,
You feel
mentally and physically. I'm getting older, I'm getting stronger, and, I have a lot of experience already, so I'm just ready to go. Whoever they put me in the ring with, I'm going to be ready for.
I mean, it seems like Canelo is probably the fight that most people want, not only because he's considered one of the best pound for pound, but because he's such a big name, and the money would probably be the most with Canelo, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Anybody who fights Canelo, I mean, you got even guys, calling Canelo out there at 147. They're willing to go up from 147. I think Earl Spence said he would like to fight Canelo. Guys at 175. Everybody's kind of like gravitating towards that fight because obviously at the end of the day, this is a big money fight. And sometimes I don't think it's because mostly about the money, it's because he's the best boxer all around. And if you beat Canelo, I think everybody's the respect you get from beating Canelo just goes through the roof, and you'll probably go down as one of the best boxers. And to beat
no,
one of the best boxers in history, you're gonna have to get, you're gonna be number one, and you know what I mean. So there's a lot of things that come behind, beating Canelo. It's not just the money, it's the respect
Yeah.
and legacy.
no, I get all that, but beating Canelo is not an easy task.
No, exactly. Well, yeah, it's not easy at all.
And what I would say, because you're in the young part of your career, even though you've been world champion first before, you want to catch like De La Hoya did. He caught all those guys on their way out, and he hurried them along the way. So you know what I mean. Take fights. They're gonna showcase what you can do now. Take fights that make you like when you get in the ring, you're the biggest, baddest guy in the ring. Right? We want your name to always be announced last, not first.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Yeah.
Is there anybody that, because you've been boxing a long time, is there anybody that you sparred with that you didn't fight but that you sparred with that we would know, that where you learned a lot from?
Oh yeah, definitely. I used to. So I've been sparring world champion since I was 14, no, 15. I had just turned 15 years old. So I worked with the first guy who gave me the opportunity to work with him. I give a big shout out to because, I feel like he just raised my confidence to another level. And just when you're in there from that young of age to all these world champions, it does a lot for your confidence. So it was Latif Coyote first. Then it was Kelly Pavlik.
Oh, wow.
And then, I sparred a lot of great contenders after that. And then I went to Big Bear for the first time when I was 16 years old with my brother. And Gennady Golovkin was there. That's before he made his U.S. debut. So I worked with Golovkin from 16 years old all the way until I was 20. And probably Golovkin, I would say, like, he helped me learn so much. And he was, the thing about him is, he's a great guy, too. He'll teach you a lot of stuff. I had an opportunity to work with him. He's a very humble guy. And not only just being in the ring with him, is just seeing his IQ. I think that's probably been the best person I've ever sparred in my life because it wasn't just his power that was tremendous. It was the way he thinks and the way he sets things up.
Mm.
So for me to, getting some great sparring in with a fighter like that at such a young age did a lot for my career.
Wow.
That's a great position to be in. Learn from the guys who really know what they're doing in the ring. That's very, very good.
Yeah.
Second step is if you had to pick two fights and they're back-to-back fights and you're fighting the same guy, who would it be?
Well, probably Canelo. Canelo. If I'm picking, if I'm being honest, Canelo. I mean, I think if I could find any fighter to fight twice, it would definitely have to be Canelo. Because if we're fighting twice, it means the first fight was just as good as the second one. So that's definitely Canelo's the easy answer.
I think it was your last fight where there was like no audience because of
Yeah, it's been the last two fights.
Right, so one that I just saw recently, I urge people who haven't seen it to watch it because without the crowd you can hear the bad intentions behind your punches, and I think because you seem like you're a humble dude, you're quiet, but that says so much about a fighter. And very rarely, right, over these years, do we hear a fighter and hear like with no sound, and it really shows where where that power comes from, and the aggression and the bad intentions behind the punches. And it's something very important. Like you said you're not a one punch knockout puncher. I think you are, but you're also consistent with those hard, aggressive shots, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing about me too, is I'm very consistent. It's not only with the jab, it's with the body shots, the uppercuts, and the combinations too. I think that's what makes me a different type of fighter, is because it's from every round, it's pure excitement. And I could have just only imagined how the fight would have been like if there was crowd there. Because I was landing some crazy shots, I was throwing some crazy combinations. So yeah, that's like I like to be a high activity fighter. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing too, I've seen in my stats the past 3 fights, because I've seen them. I've landed on my past 3 fights. I've landed 50% and up on
Wow.
my power shots. And
Well,
I
so
mean, you could go back and you could check the punch stats and that. And it's pretty crazy for a super middleweight, and a power puncher like myself to land 50% and up of power shots. So I just that makes me happy too, because that's the type of fighter I want to be. Like one of my idols is Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao was doing the same thing, and he was landing at least 50% or more of his power shots, of his combination shots like that. So I just keep striving and trying to be the best boxer and entertaining fighter I could be.
I think one of the effective things about you is, most tall fighters need to get fighters on the end of their punches, but you throw your inside fighting, and your short punches are also very strong. And I think that leaves guys kind of fucked because they can't be on the outside, they can't be on the inside.
Yeah, so like when I was younger, that was basically, I was a little bit faster than all the guys I used to spar, so that was my best bet. I haven't always been this big. My whole life. When I was like 15 or 14, I was like 5'6". But I was sparring big guys, so I kind of used that to my advantage. I was a little bit faster, so that's kind of where I learned the inside punching from. And I could fight off the ropes too. I could fight off the ropes pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like once I get my distance, that's where I start picking the body apart. So like it's not just it's a lot of things you got to worry about when you fight me. And I feel like a lot of people, they kind of overlook me because they think I don't know what they think. They think that I'm not really that dangerous. But once they get in the ring with me, like, damn, this guy's touching every side of the body. It's not the head. It's not the body. It's not just the head or the body. It's everywhere. And I'm very unpredictable.
that's good. What does a day in the gym look like for you?
So a day just to start off my day, like we'll wake up at 6. We'll go like for a 6 mile run. That'll probably be like an hour, in a couple minutes, and then we'll come back, we'll rest, and then we'll leave from 12. We'll leave to the gym at 12, get started like at 12:30, finish like about 2:30, come back, and then rest for a little bit more, and then we'll go to the gym like LA Fitness, and we'll do strength and conditioning from like 8 to 9, and that's every day. And we spar Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I've been doing really good. I've already got up to 12 rounds, and it's been my third week training. So I spar with 3 different sparring partners, and I'm just I try to work as hard as possible. I feel like I've been working like this the past 5 years, so I feel like now I've gone to like a different level of conditioning. The most rounds I've gone is 17 rounds with 4 different sparring partners.
Wow.
And I'll get to that this training camp too. That just happens a little bit more towards the end of the training camp, but I do that every training camp.
So Jeremy, you speak Spanish. David's nickname is, forgive me if I fuck this up, but Bandera Roja. What's that mean, Jeremy?
Bandera. I don't know what that is.
El Bandera Roja. So it means the red flag. So when they gave me that nickname, my promoter, Samson Lukowitz, he told me, he's like, yeah, we're going to call you La Bandera Roja. I'm like, it kind of fucking seems like gang related, to be honest with you, bro. Like, I don't. He's like,
things in your head?
Yeah, like the ones that Chavez wears. But he said, I mean, the way he explained it to me, and the only reason I kept it is because I liked how I like, the perspective he gave me on the name. It kind of means like it's dangerous. Once you go into a bull pit, where they wave around the red flags. And there was always like a cool little like scenario played out in my head every time if I go to a fight. It's a really big fight. Once like like a fight at hometown or something. What if we end up passing around like the red flags to all the people there, and they're waving them, and it's like a bull pit in the fight.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of what he told me. And you know, I feel like I like it a little bit because it's different. It's more distinctive. I mean, I'm the only person that has a name like that, you know, in boxing. So I mean, I like it a lot. I mean, I seem like my fans like it, and I've always liked the color red. You know, it really stands out a lot. And you know, when they see me dressed in all red, you know, that means that I'm not coming to play with nobody. I'm here for straight business.
So let me ask this. Who do you think of the active fighters around your weight class right now? Who would be one of the top guys? Who would you think would be the easiest for you, and who do you think would maybe be the hardest for you to fight?
Well, that's the easy answer. The easiest one for me, I think, would be Caleb Plant. You
Okay.
know, I mean, the hardest definitely is Canelo. You know, he has the rest of the belts. So yeah, those two. Easiest Caleb Plant. Hardest is Canelo.
Okay. And
Here's a question: You guys, you guys are you and whoever you want, Canelo, anybody. You're boxing, but in the middle of the ring, tire. You got to stick your foot in the tire, and you can't get out. What would you stop that person with?
Who would I fight like that?
Yeah,
Um,
dude, I grew up like that. We had to put a
I
tire in.
used to do that in drills too, but like putting it. I mean, fuck Caleb Plant. I mean, I don't know. Shit. Or you want to do that the new Russian type of fighting they have where they're holding each other's hand. They're just have you guys seen that?
I have
It's
not.
like a barrier, and they just hold each other's. They're like holding the barrier, and then they're just like hitting each other.
no.
It's some crazy shit. It's some crazy stuff. But
Uh, so
Well,
what do you think about the current Jake Paul and all these YouTube guys? I mean, do you think it's good for boxing? Do you think it's just kind of a disgrace?
I mean, it's kind of either or. You know, what I mean, it's kind of a little bit of both. I mean, I'm not gonna be a hater. I've never been a hater. I'm not gonna knock no man's hustle. I mean, I feel like they found a real life hack to the boxing game. You know,
Yeah.
it's basically a real life hack. If you can make millions of dollars boxing and you know nothing about boxing, I mean, that has to be a hack to me. You know,
got to be
I
the
mean,
same room,
I,
right?
I feel like Jake Paul takes a little bit more serious than everybody else. Um, but you know, at the end of the day, if you know this, you know, it's kind of not disrespectful. I mean, because they got their own fan base and they sell the tickets. But like, you got guys like me. I've been boxing since I was 3 years old, so I got 20 years boxing. You know, you got other guys that been boxing their whole lives and they've never even see $1 million. They never see even $100,000. You know, and that's the craziest part about it. But I mean, I guess marketing is everything. You know, these guys market their whatever they do. I feel like they'll sell whatever they do. If they want to fucking make their own football games and their own basketball games, they'll sell out and whatever because they market themselves so well, and you know they got so many followers, diehard followers. I'll buy anything they'll do.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like when Jeremy was fighting. There was no social media. Um, I feel like eventually it could almost maybe make promoters obsolete because you guys could just promote yourselves. But click what
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's just that the thing I don't want to see. I mean, and I hope it doesn't happen, but it could be a very big possibility to happen of like one of like the sanctioning bodies like the WBC, you know, the WB or the IBF, the WBA, they make a special belt for them. You know,
oh,
and if they do that, which I won't doubt, it does. You know, I can see it happening, but if that happens, man, I feel like it shouldn't happen because there's guys that box their whole lives just to see a world title. I mean, this is not a trophy. This is a world title, and it should be dealt with respect. So I mean, hopefully they don't, you know, a YouTuber they give him a WBC world title because I don't want to see that happen.
You know
no, no,
what? I believe because this is a money game, not a popularity contest. That if they brought enough money to WBC, WBA, IBF, or WBO, they
That's exactly why I said I don't doubt it would happen. I don't doubt it happening. I mean, but like I just feel like you don't fucking give like a Super Bowl ring to somebody playing fucking flag football, you know.
no.
So I mean, I feel like you know the sanctioning bodies they should have a little bit more respect to us and the boxers and what we do and how hard we work to see a world title. You know.
they have proven time and time again they only respect the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
And
to.
that's the thing that sucks about it. You know, it sucks too because you know those titles should be something that money can't buy. You
Yes.
know, because you can't buy a NBA championship title or a NFL championship title, so it should be the same with boxing.
Yeah, yeah.
You
When
know, hold on. Just to get on this, we can get on something else. The WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, their sanctioning fees are to make the belt, to represent the organization, to pay the referees, and to pay the judges $300,000. Who in the F needs $200,000 to $300,000 to put a fight on?
so you're saying that sanctioning fees for a title fight are 300,000?
Oh yeah, easy.
It's a well. It's I think it varies from every fighter.
Yeah,
When I was a champion, mine was 3%.
3%.
But like they're look like see with Canelo and Gennady Golovkin and all them guys that make money. That's why that kind of say that they're more lenient with them because they're the ones who make the most money, and that's where they make the money when they charge 3%.
Jesus.
So like when Gennady Golovkin had all the titles, I think he was giving away like $1 million because it was three. He had what 4 titles and he was giving away 3%. So was it? So it's like 12% he was giving away. So imagine he was probably making like I don't know how much money he was making, but
But
when you
whatever
take 12% away from something, that's a lot of money.
to an organization of what besides putting a ranking up do they do?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do shit. Um, so Dave, who is your favorite fighter besides yourself right now who's fighting? Who do you like? Or name maybe 2 fighters that you really like that you like to watch.
There's a lot of fighters I like. To be honest, first of all, before being a boxer myself, I'm a fan of boxing. So I like Inoue. He's dope.
Okay.
I like Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence, Gervonta Davis. He just gave us an amazing fight a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Um, Gennady Golovkin.
Okay.
There's a lot of good fighters right now, man. There's a lot of good fighters. Yeah, man. It's like all the top guys. I watch everybody. I'm a fan of everybody right now. I'm a
That's
fan of all the top guys.
a great way to be.
I'm a I'm a big fan of Jaron Ennis. You seen him fight, right?
Oh, Ennis. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Ennis. He's fucking dope.
He kind
He's
of
dope. I feel like he's a mixture of Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather. I like him a lot. I
yeah.
feel like he's probably gonna be the next champion at 147. I would love to see him versus Earl Spence.
I,
That would be an amazing fight.
I tell people they think I'm crazy, but give him a couple more years, a few more fights. I think he beats Crawford, Spence, all those guys.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be one of the top guys for a long time.
Um, have have you been have you watched and what do you think of the legend stuff like when Tyson fought Roy, like all the older fighters now who are coming back for exhibitions? Camacho versus Chavez.
I feel like they deserve it. If everybody's on this YouTube stuff, they're getting money like that, they might as well give it to the legends. We got to pay homage and respect to the legends because they gave us a lot of great times. They gave us a lot of great fights. So I don't have a problem with watching that, and I would still support them too. I'll still buy the pay-per-views myself too to support them because at the end of the day, they're legends and they're people we all looked up to. People in the boxing world, we've all looked up to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the legends fighting YouTube guys.
I mean, I would love to see that too. Shit. I'm all to support. A boxer. Especially a legend. I heard that Jake or Logan Paul wants to fight Mike Tyson, so hopefully Mike Tyson gets in the ring with him.
Oh, that would be fun.
Did
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Jake Paul ever call you out? Because I don't think he would be that silly.
I don't think so. I mean, that guy, they don't. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about him, but he doesn't fight in my weight class either. Was he like a cruiserweight? So if he wants to call somebody, I mean, I would definitely go spar with him. Seems like a cool dude, but I would definitely go spar with him. But when he fights at cruiserweight,
Would,
he would have to worry about. He'd have to worry about Usyk. No, Usyk just went up, but I mean, there's a lot of great cruiserweights either. You know what I mean? Anyway, so.
so would you fight Jake Paul if he was like, oh, I'll go down? Would you actually do it in a pro fight, or would you not want to be bothered?
Oh yeah, I'd definitely fight him. That'd probably be that'd probably be the biggest payday behind Canelo, to be honest with you.
Which is a crazy. But
That's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Have you bought a house yet?
Yeah, I bought a house in Seattle, Washington.
Oh goodness! You bought a
Yeah,
car?
yeah, I got 2 cars.
Oh, what'd you get?
Um, Well, I have a Mercedes E63 AMG, and then my second one I was really happy that I bought was a Lamborghini Huracan.
Damn.
Yeah,
What? What? What?
yeah, they've been treating me pretty good. Yeah, I've been getting paid pretty good the past 5 years. So
Hey,
I've been sa-
go ahead.
whatever. I said
Yeah,
I've been saving up my pennies, so I'm able to buy some nice stuff here and there.
is it raining outside?
Oh, well, no, not here. I'm in Los Angeles, California right now. I came from my training camp, but in Seattle, I think no, it's not raining. It's the summer. That's the only time it doesn't rain out of the whole year. There's like 3 months where you get with no rain, but after summer's over,
Good shit.
raining all the time, gloomy. But the good thing about Washington is that the housing market there is really high. You'll get your money's worth with the house. I think I just bought my house last year, and it already went up 300,000.
Good for
Wow.
you.
Was
Good.
Yeah.
was your father a pro as well?
No,
Oh,
he wasn't a pro. I think my father. So the way we got into boxing, I think my brother went to school one day. I think it was in kindergarten, and he got in a fight, and I think that's where it started from. But my dad, I got to give a lot of respect to my dad because, we still even have tapes at home where he bought like the cassette tapes of how to throw a jab, how to throw a right hook, like how to
Really?
box and stuff. Because Title used to sell cassette tapes on how to teach you how to box, and my dad used to watch it for hours and hours, and it's our job. I feel like it's a really great thing to have my father that he to waste or not wasted, but he put all his time into teaching us how to box. Because my dad's been training us since we're kids,
Mm-hmm.
so he learned. He invested a lot of his time to learn that.
Your dad was learning on the job as well.
Yes, exactly.
That's great. Well, man, we appreciate you taking the time. We'd like to have you back after you knock this guy out.
No,
Yes, sir.
after you get home, so we can see your car, bro. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I'll show it to you when I get home. But I want to thank you guys too for it was a great conversation with you guys. You guys have great vibes, and thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
Thanks, man. Peace
Thank
out.
you guys. Peace out.